If you can share them,
we
that
got
you do.
we got all the logistics done. All the logistics are done. We know where we are. We know how many seats. We know what the rigging's going to look like. We know where the fighter's going to walk from. We know where they're going to be stationed. We know we're going to do this. Now, after Jan 24, we'll start getting into the card.
So the logistics for the UFC White House card taking place on June 13th or June 14th has officially wrapped up. Yup. What's going on, my MMA Boxing Addicts family? I had to bring to you guys a couple reports when it comes to the UFC real quick. We were literally just watching the Davian Kaneva versus Ajit Kabawal fight, but I said, hey, let me get away from that real quick just to come over here and report this. Starting off with the UFC White House card. Yes, the video that I just showed you confirms that the logistics, a plan is set and ready to go when it comes to the UFC White House card. They're currently just searching and thinking about who they're going to hire for this event, to be part of this event, and the 5,000 people that will be selected as fans to be at this event live. Now, it will be on June 13th and June 14th. We know that for a fact. If you guys haven't seen the breaking news, that a group of world leaders they call the G7 that were supposed to have a meeting involving Donald Trump. It's involving a bunch of countries, the United States, the UK, Canada, France, Italy. The list goes on. They're supposed to be having this meeting to go over serious world issues. Now, G7, France, whoever's hosting it, decided, you know what, let's go ahead and postpone it to the 15th to the 17th to be able to allow Donald Trump to throw this UFC White House card on his birthday, which is on the 14th. The problem is, that is on a Sunday, my friends. Everybody knows on the 15th, everybody got to go to work. So we're going to see exactly what they decide. But the 14th is Donald Trump's birthday and the 13th is that Saturday. G7 has officially moved their meeting to a different date to be able to meet the accommodations of the president. So it looks like for a fact it's either going to be on the 13th or on the 14th. Now, Dana White in that video says,
and we know we're going to do this. Now, after Jan 24, we'll start getting into the card.
UFC 324, in my opinion, which is January 24th. I think the UFC is going to be making breaking news during the event, releasing a couple fights that are going to be on that card. I think it's a great way to just, bring the world back into the UFC. Paramount Plus, boom, breaking news, UFC White House card. We're going to figure out who some of the fighters are. We already know our schedule up until March. It'll be great timing. Now, that's basically all the information that we have for the UFC White House card right now to report to you guys. Everything that's been confirmed, at least. Now, the day before that, January 23rd, if you haven't seen, Zuffa Boxing is going to be making their debut. The problem is, we're about 2 weeks away from that event happening. And we don't know a single fighter or a single fight that's going to be on that card. We know for a fact Jose Venezuela, which they reported, should be headlining this event. But there's still no fights announced. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up again is not only to bring awareness of the January 23rd boxing events. If you're a UFC fan, you don't got nothing to watch on Friday, go ahead and check that out. But I was thinking, are they going to do an announcement the day of the weigh-ins? Are we going to be figuring out who's on this card? It's a special announcement. Let's just say a surprise. We don't know anything about this card. We don't know anybody who's going to be on it. But will we be getting a surprise card where on Friday the weigh-in, no, on Thursday the weigh-in, because the fights are on Friday. Is that the day we're going to be finding out who's being part of this event? Does the UFC, or should I say Zuffa Boxing and Dana White, have a secret plan in mind? Do they got some big names that we didn't think of that have been signed but haven't been public about it yet? And it's just going to make a splash when it comes to the organization. I don't think that's going to happen. But I would actually be intrigued to see if they hold out on releasing who's going to be fighting on this card, and they release it the day of the weigh-ins. Just make things a little bit more exciting. I thought that was interesting. I see a couple reports, people talking about it. We don't know if that's actually going to happen. If they do announce what fights are going to be on that card, it should be in the next week, right? Then we can start discussing the talent level and how the Zuffa boxing is going to look when it comes to their first season, all right? Now, one last thing that I wanted to talk about. Don't forget, tonight, Yoel Romero versus Bo Nickel, Wrath. Yup, Real American Freestyle Wrestling is going down. Bo Nickel, one of the best wrestlers, one of the greatest wrestlers that we have in the UFC currently right now, coming, is a Don Hodge Trophy winner. I believe, I forgot what year it was, but he was literally rated the best wrestler in the NCAA. But Yoel Romero is an Olympic silver medalist, right? Representing Cuba back in his old days, but is already well past his prime, about to hit 50s. This is a wrestling match that we didn't expect to happen. You never knew you needed it, but it's going to be absolutely entertaining. Don't forget, Wrath is going down today, my friends. This is the MMA Boxing Addict channel reporting to you. A couple things going down, and I'm out.